Welcome back to the Roger Hedgecock Show here at the Aramco Group studio at UTTV. Special guest Gizelle Studevant, welcome.
Thank you. It's
nice to see
here.
you. You've written a great book called Bridges, and the bridges we're talking about are what?
Well, the interesting about the book, thing about the book is people think it's about bullying, but when I say bridges, I'm talking about there's gaps in society that need to be bridged. So those are the topics that I discuss in the book.
You experienced pretty early on in an athletic career. You wanted to be an athlete in early grades, right? Mm-hmm. And you experienced what you call bullying. What happened?
Well, it all started in 8th grade. The first thing that happened was I received a letter that kind of started the whole thing. It said Senorita on it, and the letter went into saying things about my racial background, my skills as a basketball player. It even went into things like my dad was messing around with the coach. Why was I getting gear so early? Things to put a shot at my confidence. And then that was the first thing. There's other letters sent to my house.
Do you think that was a rival that was trying to get on the team, or was it somebody in class, or was it just some miscellaneous person using all those touchstones, I mean race and sex and everything else, to try to intimidate you?
Yeah, I definitely think it was something to try to get at me and make me feel bad about myself and where I come from and who I am.
Now, did that work?
No.
Good. Now, what did the school do about this? I mean, did you bring this to their attention, saying, "Hey, what's this?"
Yeah, we did. And that was where the disappointment came, because I'm really close to my father, and he knew about all this, of course, and he went to them and told them, and they tried to do an investigation of the first letter, and we felt like they covered it up. It was almost like they didn't want to ruin their reputation as a school. So that was disappointing for me and my family, because you're in this position to stand up for what's right, and we feel like they didn't. So.
Yeah, and then it wasn't the end of it.
Yeah, it wasn't.
What happened next?
Okay, well, I got more letters sent to my house. Pictures of me were posted on lockers around the campus. And then I also found out, this was later, that my name was put under pornographic sites. And there's also another thing that I found out through the grapevine. There's 2 people trying to set me up to get caught with drugs. One of the girls was trying to get somebody to do that to me. So.
This was all in the 8th grade?
Well, 8th to 10th grade. It happened in waves.
8th to 10th grade?
Yeah.
Still, this is pretty vicious for 8th to 10th grade.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, with that background in mind, you went to Penn State. Got into Penn State.
Yes, I did.
You were a basketball.
Yes.
Right? And doing pretty well.
Yeah, it was a great experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what happened there?
As far as
this bullying continued. Did you continue to experience that? Because I know you went to South Africa. We'll talk about that in a minute, your trips and so forth. Mm-hmm. But at Penn State, what was it like there? Because there was some scandals at Penn State, right?
Yeah, everybody knows about that. But the bullying, no. My coach, Coquise Washington, she's phenomenal. She's very big on, getting along with each other, having good relationships on the team. That was unacceptable when I went there. So, and that just speaks to how great the school is.
So in other words, the coach really did have a role that maybe that coach in high school wasn't paying attention to.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so then Penn State, great experience.
Yeah.
You had kind of forgotten about what happened in 8th, 9th, 10th grade, right? You went through school, you had a great experience at Penn State. Mm-hmm. This book then, why did this book suddenly appear after all those years? Yeah.
Well, as we've discussed, bullying is a big issue. There's kids killing themselves because of it. And
especially with social media and all that going on.
Exactly. And there was a story I read about a girl named Phoebe Prince. She came from Ireland to America to go to school in Boston. The school's South Hadley, and she had experienced a lot of cyberbullying, and it led her to kill herself. She hung herself. And for me, I was her. Obviously I didn't take it to that extreme, but I knew what it felt like to be in that position, and I felt like I had a responsibility to respond to that. In the past I'd been asked, have you ever thought about writing a book? And for me, I feel like everybody has a story to tell. I didn't want to pity party. I didn't want to make people think that I was special. Everybody has things that they've been through.
Sure.
But once that happened, I felt moved to that green light lit up, and as far as the book and when you do that. Yeah.
So what do you hope gets accomplished now? Because we're in the throes of this sex harassment thing, which I think is partly bullying, because my experience with the mayor is he's a bully of men as well. I mean, he's just a bully.
Yeah.
So what do you hope this book will do for people?
Yeah. Well, for me, the biggest thing is I want people to think and look at themselves and see how they're contributing to society. If they're in a position to make a difference, for example, when you mentioned the coach she was in a position she didn't do anything about
Right.
it, or the administration, you're in a position where people are looking for you to stand up for what's right. They respect you. And of course, that respect is earned when you do the right thing. And that's the goal of that, to think about how you're contributing to society and making a difference. And it also goes into a lot of other things, as far as, for example, there's letters to different people in society, like parents, teachers, and coaches, and the women of our generation, the men of our generation, to look at themselves. In other words, look in the mirror and see, how are you, again, contributing to society.
So Generation Y.
Exactly.
And you started a group, right, at Penn State?
Mm-hmm.
What was that all?
It's called Penn State Athletes Take Action, and pretty much it started with independent study with one of my professors that I'm really close with. She knew my story, and I told her that I wanted to do something in the community to make a difference, and she brought it to my attention. She was like, I know about your story. Have you thought about, doing something with that? And I was like, yes, but I don't know exactly what to do. And she's like, well, you're an athlete. Kids look up to you, so reach out to other athletes. And so what I did was I reached out to other athletes and talked to them about the idea, and they reached out to their other athlete friends. And so people who were interested in it bought into it. And so we teamed up with a Women's Resource Center out in Pennsylvania in the State College area where Penn State is, and they were all for it, and they provided the curriculum for us. And then we just started going into one school, but the goal, because it was the first year, we didn't want it to get too messy.
Yep.
But the goal is to grow it in State College, so that's what I'll be doing when I go back.
What a worthwhile legacy to leave on the campus. Your travels worldwide have also left, and we only have a minute, left you with some impressions.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the summer going into my freshman year of college, I went to South Africa for 3 weeks. And that's also mentioned in the book, and how that had an impact on my thinking and stuff about society in the world. So.
Well, you've got a great perspective, and it's a great book, and I hope it really does help to spread the word that Generation Y has a responsibility here to step it up a little bit to prevent this from happening for kids that are following you.
Yeah, exactly.
Great to see you. Great to meet you, and thanks very much for the book, Gizelle. I'm Roger Hitchcock. That's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with more.